Hello again. I wanted to do a follow up to I was previewing my video I just did and talking about Donald Hoffman and why his ideas go too far. And one of the ways that I kind of intuit that he's wrong, because he puts forward that the fundamental building blocks of reality is consciousness, whatever that bit is, whatever consciousness means. His wiggly cam. That everything has consciousness. A rock is conscious. It has a certain amount of whatever those particles are, or whatever the of consciousness particles, because everything or fields. He believes, or he theorizes, that everything hypothesizes that everything is made out of consciousness, which I that's the part that I have trouble with, because we don't see reality, and because reality seems weird and magical, that it must have more of a magical theory or substance. And since we have consciousness, everything must have. There's giant leaps because of magical thinking, and he is deducing it to something magical. But I don't. The reason I want to make this video right after that one, ramble, is that our consciousness, I think, is evolved and wasn't always with us, for the mere fact that we have to do all this algorithmic stuff to catch us up. That our consciousness happens after the fact. That or our experience happens after the fact. Data comes in, reality comes in, it gets processed, put into memory. And normally that would be a reaction if you're like an amoeba. But with humans, that there's, with enough consciousness, whatever that bit is, with enough bits, see, this is where I'm having the problem. We should have always had consciousness otherwise. But as we got more complicated, a consciousness had to develop after the fact. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. I'm probably interpreting it wrong. I know Donald Hoffman is way smarter than I am, but it just feels, the reason I halt is, which is probably the reason that all the other scientists and philosophers halt, or can't go past that, is that it's magical, and they they also see it as an emergent phenomenon and not a fundamental phenomenon. So that's why I think Donald Hoffman is off on that, and also the fact that our awareness and consciousness of hills of reality, what we become aware of, is altered before our consciousness gets a hold of it. So reality happens before, and we weren't conscious of it. If we were made out of consciousness, we would have been conscious of it first, is how I think most of us would feel. But shit's weird. Everything's weird. Reality isn't. Peace.